Hello, friends. If you like adventure stories full of mystery and suspense, then this is for you. I bring you greetings from our channel. A young man named Arjun lived in a village on the outskirts of a dense forest. One day, while collecting firewood, he noticed some unusual footprints near his hut. He showed them to the village elder, who, after examining them, said, "Arjun, these are not made by any animal. They are dragon tracks. There is a cave in the forest where a fearsome dragon resides. It is so huge that it can swallow an elephant whole, and it is so cunning that it can easily outsmart even the wisest of men. Many have entered its cave, but none have ever returned. It is said that the dragon devours anyone who enters its lair." Arjun was scared, but he was also curious. That night he couldn't sleep. Thinking about the dragon, he decided to find the cave the next morning. He took some food and water with him and set off into the forest. After walking for a while, he saw the footprints again, and his heart started racing. "Am I really going to see a dragon?" he thought. After a few more minutes, he came across a narrow cave. It was dark inside, and the only light came from the mouth of the cave. Suddenly, a huge shape emerged from the darkness and started coming towards Arjun. Its eyes were like burning coals, and its teeth were long and sharp like daggers. Arjun was petrified with fear. Was this the legendary dragon? What would happen now? The dragon slowly opened its mouth and asked in a deep voice, "Who are you? And what do you want?" Arjun stammered. "I am just a humble villager. I was collecting firewood when I saw the footprints. I got scared and ran away. Please forgive me." The dragon roared with laughter. "You villagers are so amusing. You think I'm a monster just because you don't understand my language. I am no monster. In fact, I am the guardian of this forest. These are my servants." He pointed to the footprints, which suddenly didn't seem scary anymore. Arjun and the dragon became friends. The dragon showed Arjun his treasure, which wasn't gold or jewels, but rare herbs and flowers. "These are my real treasures," the dragon said. "They have magical healing powers. I use them to help animals and birds who are injured or sick." Arjun learned that day that not everything we don't understand is scary. Sometimes it can be beautiful, and sometimes what seems to be a monster can turn out to be a friend. He thanked the dragon for showing him the right path and returned to the village. From that day on, Arjun and the dragon remained the best of friends. Whenever Arjun went to the forest, he would visit his friend, the dragon. And the dragon, in return, would tell him amazing stories about the magical powers of the herbs and flowers he grew in his garden. Good evening, everyone. Welcome to the show. It's me. Our first story tonight is the incredible dramatic tale of survival. A man who was presumed dead for 36 hours was found alive in a morgue. You heard that right? This happened in the Mexican state of Puebla. The man's name is Victor Hugo Global Barrera. He went missing on Saturday. His worried family filed a missing persons report with the local cops, and after an extensive search, they found his body in the city morgue. How did this happen? Listen to this. The deceased was identified by his relatives, but when they went to collect the body, they noticed that he was breathing. Can you imagine their shock? They immediately called the police and the doctors. The emergency services arrived at the scene and found that the man was indeed alive. He was then rushed to the hospital and is now said to be in stable condition. Doctors say that Victor Hugo had gone into a diabetic coma. That's what happens when your blood sugar is too high. But how did he survive without food and water for 36 hours? How did he survive the night in the morgue? Doctors are still trying to figure that out. And there's another big question. How did his body get to the morgue in the first place? According to the police, Victor Hugo was found unconscious near a highway. Someone informed the emergency services, so he was taken to the hospital, or rather the morgue. There's no record of him being admitted to the hospital. The police say they're looking into the matter. This man's brother told the media that Victor Hugo has a history of diabetes and heart problems. He also has a pacemaker. Now, we don't know much about the man's personal life, like whether he was married or if he had kids, but we do know one thing. He loves to eat. Apparently, he was last seen entering a taco restaurant. His family says he was probably drinking horchata, which is a popular rice-based drink in Mexico. He's also said to have consumed some beans and cheese. Then he went into a diabetic coma, and the rest, as they say, is history. Doctors say it's a miracle that he survived. The man's family is also thanking God. They're just happy that he's alive. I'm sure they'll have many questions for the hospital authorities, like how on earth did he end up in the morgue? But right now, they're not focusing on that. Here's what the man's brother told the media. "I am very happy because he is alive. That is the most important thing right now." Well said. And on that note, let me leave you with some words of wisdom from the great poet Rumi. Out of suffering have emerged the strongest souls, the experiencia del alma. Out of suffering have emerged the strongest souls, the experience of the soul. Thank you for watching. See you tomorrow. Once upon a time in a faraway land, there was a little girl who loved to draw. She would draw on walls, she would draw on floors, she would draw on anything that she could find. One day she drew a little bird that was flying over the ocean, and the bird was so beautiful that it flew right out of her sketchbook and into the sky. The girl was so happy that her drawing came to life, but she was also a little scared, because now the bird was free, and she didn't know where it would go. But the bird came back every day to visit her, bringing with it stories from all over the world. It told her about the tallest mountain it had climbed, the fastest river it had flown down, and the biggest star it had seen in the sky. And every night before the bird flew back up to the sky, it would leave a little feather behind for the girl, a reminder of its visit and a promise to come back again tomorrow. The girl was the happiest person in the world. She would take the feathers and draw on them, making them even more beautiful than the day before. And that's how she spent her days, drawing and dreaming, with the little bird as her only company.